Yesterday, I was sitting at a restaurant by the ocean and there was a sunset, very beautiful sunset. And my intention was to enjoy the sunset, enjoy the view of the ocean, enjoy the whole thing, just be present. But what happened was I wasn't present at all. My mind kept ruminating about certain problems, it was wrestling with some problems, there was some narratives in my brain that just keeps happening. And I also noticed that my hands were reaching my phones just periodically. And this made me realize that we are all hooked to our phones. We are all hooked to our thoughts and narratives. And we no longer know how to be present. Our phones especially changed how we function in our day-to-day lives. Before the invention of smartphones, people used to be bored. People used to just stay out there, just look at the view and be present because there was nothing else to stimulate the brain. And with the invention of phone, we're never going to be bored ever again. And studies find that boredom is actually a good thing. Through boredom, through that empty space, that stillness, your mind goes through the things that it wants to process throughout the day. If we don't allow our mind to have the space to go through the thoughts and emotions and process them, it's gonna get bottled up and it's not good for us. And this made me think, why can't I just be bored? Why can't I just relax? And I challenge you to try to do the same. Try to be still. Try to be yourself and nothing else. You can try looking through the window, observing people, or just lie on your bed and stare at the ceiling. You can also sit by the tree or listen to music. But when you're listening to music, do nothing else. Nothing else, just be present with the music. And soon you'll also learn that we all rush things in life. We all rush to be somewhere in life, somewhere where we have our desired reality, whether it's external or internal. External could be cars, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, accomplishments. Internal could be certain emotions, a reality where we're happy, where we're peaceful, etc. Or we're rushing to get so much stuff done. We fill our days with so many activities and things to do that we never really have time to be just ourselves. We're always doing something. And even in relationships, we are always rushing to get to a certain level of intimacy. And it looks different for guys and girls. For guys, maybe it's having sex. Maybe for girls, it's having the guy to commit. And what is the end result of all this rushing? To me, it comes out as a sort of tension I feel inside. When we're always in a hurry, it almost feels as if you're always late to a meeting, but there's no meeting in life. So it's all an illusion that we create for ourselves, and it doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve us to be our best version of ourselves. And I always feel guilty when I'm not being productive. Why do I always feel guilty when I'm being unproductive? That's a good question to ask. You can also ask yourself, when was the last time you weren't trying to become anyone, fix anything, and achieve something? Sometimes it's okay to be purposeless. Just explore and do things for its own sake. Maybe it could be when you're running, you could explore random neighborhoods. Maybe some corners that you've never been there and you're just curious. I wonder what's there, what kind of people live there, what kind of houses are there. You could also go to a bookstore, pick up a random book that you fancy, and just open a random page in a book and start reading. Or you could talk to a stranger. Not because you're trying to get something out of the stranger, just because the fun of it. We forget that we actually have an option to do things that doesn't give us practical results, practical value. And when we do these things, we let go of control, we release control, and it is a way of trusting life more. It is a way of surrendering to the natural flow of life. Just see it for yourself, how it feels like. Ultimately, it feels like we forgot how to live. We forgot what this life is all about. It feels as if we're always pushing the boulder up to the mountain, like how it's described in the myth of Sisyphus. But it doesn't have to be that way. In my opinion, we need to relearn the art of living. And kids are amazing at this. Kids can do it really well. They mastered the art of doing nothing. They mastered the art of doing things for its own sake. You can observe children and you can learn a lot from them. They do things for its own sake, for no other reason than the sake of enjoying it, because it makes them feel alive. And why don't we do the same anymore? Why do we stop being like a little kid, just going around and playing? And going back to the story in the beginning, that sunset by the ocean, I didn't solve any problem, and I just gave up. I just stopped trying. I just gave in. I just surrendered to the moment. And even though I wasn't fully present, I did see a glimpse of a way of living, the art of living, like an ocean, free, open, flowing, spontaneous, effortless. And I hope it made you think about how you live your life and what possibilities could be hiding there. Thank you.